Hey fellas, how you doing? It's Johnny. I'm really struggling today with this video because I've just been out with my friend Ben. We've already shot a really good video, and it happens. It's one of these days where I'm struggling to get present, and I've become too conscious that I'm doing a video for YouTube. So I'm purposely using my own teaching of calling it out. I want to clear myself. I want to get this video out right. I'm always trying to stop trying so I can get the video to come out right, and it ain't going to come across all polished because that's not my style. Yeah, I'm really gonna touch on a couple of things that I've been teaching the guys on my 6 weeks program, and just continuing with the videos that I've been putting out of recent. And I really want to continue on areas like loneliness, because I know a lot of my students that have been suffering from social anxiety have been going through stages of loneliness. I certainly relate to this, and also a fear of change, a fear of success. It's one of the most fascinating things in personal development. I had it as well. That's why I got a mentor, and there's areas in my life where I still have it, and I see it with people and I see it with my students. Now I'm not going to be speaking about one particular student. I'm kind of talking about many different students, but it's the same sticking point at a certain stage in a person's life. Now obviously my job as a teacher, when I help someone on my 6 weeks program with their social anxiety, is to help them to change their life. That's exactly what I'm doing. What a privilege, eh? So they're coming to me and they're in a story, they're in an old story, they're not happy, they've got social anxiety, probably okay because something happened in the past, but let's look at the present, let's analyse this. They're not enjoying the current social circle that they're with. Or maybe they are enjoying it, but it's bad for them. So I'm going to give you a scenario. These are real stories I'm using. I'm not just making these up to fill a video in. Now I'm present. I've got into the place. They're in a social circle that is not allowing them to grow. They can't change with the friends they're with. Doesn't mean they don't like their friends. They do like their friends. That's why it's difficult. They've got to a stage in their life where they want change. Their friends don't see things the way they do. I've had it with many students, especially men that just turn age, it's sort of in the 30s, when you sort of get to age 30. It happens with guys as well in the 20s, but it's primarily, I've noticed it with working with students, men in their 30s to 40s. We kind of hit this stage in our life. It's kind of when we start questioning. We question ourselves, we question our surrounding, we're questioning, are we doing the right thing? Obviously, if you're getting panic attacks in the morning, if you're suffering a lot of social anxiety, it's a clear sign that you're not happy in your life. But what I found more profound, people get afraid when you give them a solution. Quite often not, I'll be talking to a student and I'll say, well, you know, why are you struggling? Well, I'm struggling because I'm improving, I'm waking up more. My old friends can't see it, they just can't see what I'm seeing. I don't want to complain anymore. I don't want to complain that you can't make money, it's the government's fault, or I don't want to talk bad about people no more, I don't want to be negative. Or some people would say to me, I don't want to be racist no more because it's not who I am. Or I don't want to limit myself to one way of thinking. I want to broaden my horizon, I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. But I feel that I can't do it around my friends because they're going to judge me, they're going to think I'm different. So I say to people, you've got two options. One is to put up and shut up. So you stay in your current social circle and you continue to live this lifestyle, but you're not going to be happy, your anxiety is not going to go away, or you make the changes. But I know how it is, it's difficult because I went through it myself. I had a student saying to me, I was with my friends and I felt anxious and I shouldn't be feeling this way because they're all my good friends. And I said, no, it's very, very understandable. We all get anxiety. Just because we got anxiety, it doesn't mean that our friends are bad. It's just a sign that there's areas in our life that are lacking. I've really overcome a lot of my anxiety now because I'm really happy to say it's nice to share it with you guys as well. I'm in my authentic self and I'm living out my purpose. I'm doing a job that I love. And the relationships I've got around me, it feels right, it is right, they're honest. But it wasn't always like that for me. That's why I really can understand how men feel. And this was two guys that I've been working with, particularly in the last few weeks, and one of them had said to me, his current social circle, they take drugs. And he's taking drugs, but he's not happy. Like I spoke in my previous video, he's hiding in his addictions because he's fallen into the wrong story. The wrong story will always tell us we can't be loved. We don't deserve to be loved. We can't trust other people. We can't trust ourselves. And of course we can't trust ourselves when we're living in a wrong story or a dishonest body. And the representations of that story will lie with our current social circle. So what I will say to my students is, you can't blame your friends, you've got to blame yourself. Because you're allowing these relationships to take place. And then sometimes students will say to me, well, what am I supposed to do? My friend might get offended. No, you might get offended. Because when we change, obviously people can react different to us. But it's our responsibility to manage their reaction. I did another video a while ago back on YouTube, I can't remember the title, about how to get rid of jealous or negative friends. You have to get the jealousy and the negativity out of you. So I got to a stage in my life where I was trying to change my friends. And I meant well, I had good intentions, because at the time I was going out and I was doing really well with women and some of them weren't. So I wanted to share with them what I'd learned. I wanted to share that because I'm a very kind person. I know you guys are the same. But it wasn't received very well, because I think friends thought I was being arrogant. They thought I was trying to push things on them. It could feel like you're being preachy. And I realised I can't do that. I've got to give them their own choice to be free. But I'm certainly not going to be liable for someone else's life. It's a very fine balance, because friendship, of course you care about your friend. But like my father said to me, you can't help a man who doesn't want to help himself. It's toxic to your relationship. He'll get offended. So what I say to people is, distance yourself from your current social circle, have a break. You don't have to abandon them or reject them. Work on yourself, get solid with it. This is primarily what my teaching's about. I said it before, what I teach on a 6 weeks program. We have to take responsibility for our life. We cannot put our life in other people's hands, because we'll never feel self-confident. We'll never have that self-trust, and you're never really going to be a great friend to someone else. So the sticking point is a fear of change. What are people going to think about me? What if people judge me? So what? We have to make a decision if you want to be successful. And this is why so many men don't change. And if we keep saying it's not easy, we're going to make it harder. Again, it's something my mentor helped me with, because I was going through the same thing. I was making massive changes. I changed industries. I used to teach, obviously, men how to pick women up. I didn't want to do that no more. I'd grown out of that. My reality was that, but I'd changed. I wanted to do what I'm doing now. I wanted to quite simply help people with social anxiety, and I wanted to be a life coach, which I am. I didn't even want to focus so much on a dating coach. That identity didn't fit me no more. So I had to stop worrying about what other people think about me and change myself, and then it all fitted into place. Now, interestingly enough, which is really, it's quite comforting to know this, if you just work on you, eventually even the friends that may get upset or turn on you, they'll come back to you. It's kind of funny like that. Life happens like that. And you'll probably notice this with women. A lot of men will break up from a relationship, they'll start missing their ex-partner, they'll worry that they're not going to meet another woman, she'll find someone else, they'll get needy, they'll start writing messages to her. I've been there, I've done it myself. And then the woman will not be interested, then you feel more worse, you start panicking. But if you work on yourself, you start creating a new story, like I said before, you stop feeding your addictions, and addictions is actually, it's thinking the wrong thoughts. That is one of the worst addictions mankind has. Is feeding the wrong story. The old story, I'm not good enough, I can never make it, it just isn't going to happen for me, there's not enough, it's not the right time. Change the language, change the story. I'll show you the practice now. I am good enough. I'm blessed. I'm definitely good enough. There's loads of opportunities. It's difficult, but it's possible. It's going to be a struggle, but I'm going to enjoy it. Some people are going to judge me, that's alright. A lot of people are going to love me. I'm not worried about the people that judge me. Can you see the difference in language? That's feeding a nice positive story. So it's very empowering, and I find I have to say to a lot of guys I work with, they don't always want to hear the truth. A lot of us don't. So they've come to change, but there's a part of them that doesn't want to hear the truth. My job as a teacher is to offend you. It's not to kiss your ass, it's not to tell you what you want to hear, because what you want to hear is not always what you need to hear. It's not really what you really want to hear. You're the problem, you're the solution, it's not your friends. You can't blame your social circle, even though I've done that. And I did that to learn the lesson back to myself. Then when you start creating a new story, you don't want to go back. And I had a great revelation from a guy I've been working with on a 6 weeks program. He went through a difficult period and he said to me, you know what, I've changed so much, I can't go back, Johnny. I said, I know, I've had the same experiences. I can't go back to depression because I've woken up. He's joyous, he's smiling, he's more congruent, he's more assertive, he's more confident, he's more loving, he's more caring. This is what happens when we become ourselves. I don't listen to people on the internet who say you can't just be yourself. That's because they don't know who they are. They don't even want to try and be themselves, so they're going to say that. I am myself. If you're struggling, it's because you want to find yourself. Who are you? If you're happy to not be yourself, stay there. There's no point saying I'm spiritual or I'm confident or I'm in the personal development industry, but you're not changing. There's no proof. Finances aren't increasing, self-esteem isn't increasing, your happiness, your relationships with people. If that's not happening, you're not doing it right. People are afraid to invest in a mentor. People say things like, I don't have the money. That's an old story. I've said that. You do have the money. Yes, you do have the money. You've got the money to buy alcohol. You've got the money to buy junk food. You may even have the money to hire out hookers. And you guys know that I'm not judging you, because you know in doing this video it's me talking about my old self. I always talk about my old self to talk to guys that are first coming into this, because it's going to be very similar. And I stress a few things to you as well, and people that I'm helping. You have got the money. You are afraid to invest in yourself. You have got the money. It's not the money. You're afraid to change. Our old story is so smart, it will find a billion ways to manipulate us. Spiritually, it will find to manipulate us through an old friend, through an old memory, mostly through addictions. I guarantee you guys relate to this, because I've got loads of people watching the channel. Some of you are at different stages. I've done this myself. How many times have you been in a stage in your life where you've got everything right, it's going well, you've got a nice girlfriend, you're doing well in your business or your job, relationships are going well, and for some reason you sabotage it. You watch pornography, that's a small area, and then you get bad luck the next day. Or you think, it's all going so well, let me just call up an old girlfriend, just see how she's doing. I don't want to sleep with her, because I've got a girlfriend, my life's going well. I just want to see how she's doing for old times. You call her up, she's attracted to you, because she senses you're in a good place, and you think, oh, it's just going to be a one-off, and you sleep with her. You just fed an old story, and you've just corrupted your new story. You've just reinforced that you're not good enough. So when we say, I'm not good enough, that's just laziness, a lack of inquiry, a lack of integrity, and a lack of taking responsibility. Whenever in my life I said I'm not good enough, it was because I was afraid, I was scared, I got insecure, and I didn't want to change myself. It's becoming an old story now, guys. I want to change, but what if? But what? But what? Where's the but? What's my family going to think? They're going to be happy for you. How could going towards love be a bad thing, changing? How could be getting closer to God or becoming more spiritual, becoming more of a better person, how could that offend someone? If that's going to offend someone, that's their problem, not yours. So I became very strict in my own personal development, and I suppose my teaching is going to resonate from that mindset. Got to be very strict, because people are always going to try and entice you out. But again, if you feed the news story, you'll be around people that inspire you. I'm blessed, I'm around so much talented people. I'm just full of, it's just, that's why I'm so positive now. I'm blessed. But I had to earn this. I had to earn my way to get here. If I waited around for the area to change me, or my friends to change me, it would never happen.